Cincinnati Bearcats dynasty. We're going to be really just in this shirts and getting our recruiting board set up. Probably really excited. I'm really excited to see a lot of the rookies I keep calling them rookies, freshmen we brought in this year. So we have a lot of decisions to make in terms of who's gonna start. So obviously, after how he played last year, we're gonna go ahead and let Drogosh get the start to begin the season. We're gonna redshirt Joshua Green more than likely, but we'll get to that stuff later. Haven't made a decision on a starting running back yet. It's not gonna be Dion Reader. Let me actually show this from the view of the roster. That way I can go into players and take a look at their development. So he has impact development, which is 1 over normal, I believe. Still not too familiar with all that. Go back here. So really the question here is, who do I want to start? It's hard to say really. Both of them are seniors in their final year. Could also go with the younger sophomore here if we want. Really depends what we're looking for. With him being an impact player, it might make sense to go with him. Obviously, these developments don't matter too much for these later round people, but he probably would have been a really good running back had he got playing time, but he's been behind our boy Kiner for the last years, and Kiner ended up going into the draft, picking up in the 5th round, as we saw at the end of the last episode. So we had 2 people get drafted. The lineman went in the 2nd round. So we have a lot of decisions to make here. Vision wise, maybe Chance Williams makes sense. But maybe we have a split backfield as well. That's an option. Although they're both elusive backs, so hard to say there. Finally got myself a fullback, has decent speed. I'm really excited to see him get some playing time. Tony Johnson taking over as the number 1 wide receiver. And here we have Greg Brown. He is a rookie freshman that we got in recruiting last season. And look at that development. He's elite development. He will be playing this year. He will not be a red-shirted freshman. Alright, and then we have decisions to make. There are a lot of players here at the bottom that were red-shirted last year. Obviously, I think Vontario Smith isn't going to be starting at all. It's really between these two in my mind, with 97 speed and 99 excel for Dakari Anderson, 97 speed and 98 excel for Cale Woodburn. Change of direction is also elite for them, and agility. They're not going to have a lot of strength here. The catching is a little low there for Woodburn, but not too bad here for Anderson. Route runnings could definitely use some work, but they're not in a terrible place. Release is going to be a problem for both of them. Jumping won't be a problem at all there, though. They both have pretty solid jumping. Maybe some fumbling issues, but we'll have to see. And Cale Woodburn, maybe do we move them to running back? and then allow Dakari Anderson to take over that role there. That could be something we go out and do. In fact, I'm gonna change his position right now and see. His impact player. Am I able to change his position? I think I am. We sure are not. We cannot change their position. That is tragic because I legitimately think he could be a pretty good running back. I can't believe you can't change their positions. How you gonna tell me? Both impact players, having them at a running back position would really help. Maybe it was just that one player we couldn't. Oops. Damn it. Let's see if I'm able to change his position. I'd be less interested in changing his, but I do want to see if it's possible. Does not look like it. You can't change a thing in here. Alright, that's interesting. Definitely different than Madden there, but maybe we're able to move him into a running back role by looking at the depth chart. We'll have to take a look at that. Obviously, all of these players will be there, so we're gonna redshirt Evan Perkins, who we do know has star development. If he wasn't such a low overall, I would let him start this year. We're just gonna let him take a year, fill in for Johnson next year, possibly. Alright, and then here, a little disappointing overall for Keon Daly. I thought he would be a little bit higher. He does have impact development. We're going to go ahead and redshirt him and move forward with either Williams or Royer, or one of these redshirted freshmen as the starter. Impact there. Normal. And these two, well, Williams is a redshirted sophomore. Might make sense to move him over. He already has better catching, at least like normal catching there. So a little slower, but I would be interested to see, especially with his route running significantly better, what he can do. Left tackle. We could end up seeing the redshirted freshman here have a starting role. We're going to have to see, though. Ethan Green isn't terrible, but he's only one overall higher. The strength, though, is pretty significant there. We may end up letting Ethan Green take the starting reps. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely gonna do that. We'll give him a year. Left guard here. Avid Jr. is currently at the starting spot. He has better power, but really bad finesse there. Again, good power, but a little bit better in finesse, at least, for the running game. He is an impact player, so after this year, there should be some good development. Then we got a couple red-shirted freshmen. Of course, I brought in Bugs and Tut. I believe both of them ended up being normal development. Never mind, impact here with Tut at the bottom. So we're going to end up having one of these redshirt freshmen starting. We'll look more at their ratings when I'm actually looking at the depth chart. This is more so figure out who I'm going to redshirt. And obviously I have to do the red shirting before I set the lineup, so I really need to make decisions at a couple of key positions. There's a couple freshmen here. So Corbin Pryor, it's gonna end up being normal. We'll probably redshirt him. Normal here for Hendricks as well. Both will probably get redshirted, and we'll decide between Evan Tangelsdahl and EJ Key as to who will start for this season. Developments do matter. With a lot better strength for Tangensall. But blocking goes down a little bit in certain spots, but it may be enough, like close enough where you switch it off and see what he can do. Alright, senior here, redshirted freshman underneath him. Based off overall and the fact that he did start last year and played fairly well, he's definitely getting the start here. So we're probably going to be able to redshirt Ramsey and Frost unless we have development that maybe we put them at the 2. And I'd say we'd be good resting both of them. Defensive end is where it gets interesting, because we have Cameron Wilson on this side in his final season, but we just brought in Alan Jew, who has star development. He's going to be a really good player for us. Obviously, he's not going to get much better at run stopping or power moves, but definitely you can see that he's going to be able to make some impact plays. He'll grow in these other areas as he develops in his career, and getting this playing time early on is really going to help him. So he's probably not going to be someone we end up redshirting, and he may end up starting over Coleman or Butler. However, Butler is an impact player. We may end up actually starting him over Wilson, who didn't. He had a good season to start out, but kind of fell off. I am interested to see what happens. We will redshirt Spears. Defensive tackle Hugo Sanchez is the player you want to know about, and a decision whether we're going to redshirt him or not is pretty significant for him. He could develop majorly in that first year. Jabari Pace, not a bad player, but I think getting some early development for Hugo Sanchez, even though he doesn't really have any breakout pass rush moves, he's worse clearly than Pace, but getting these initial playing time may really help in his development. Now, Nick Davis, you can definitely go about redshirting him. We didn't end up acquiring a left outside linebacker. Kevin Newsom was a 70 to start out. He does have an impact development. Maybe he's someone we want to move up. But there's some other options as well. Ezekiel Coleman, we may be able to redshirt him, I'm not sure. But he is someone that we brought in recruiting last year. What is McCoy's? Just as normal, but he's a redshirted freshman, highest overall here. Simeon Coleman, normal as well. I have to see how that plays out. Another player who could end up taking a starting role due to development, star development. He is the same overall as the current starter, Jack Dingle, who's in his final year as well. So I'm not anticipating a red shirt there. Now where I am leaning towards some red shirts due to good players still starting up here is with Tyler Cummings, who is normal development. and also with Lorenzo Montague. Both normal development could use some a much needed red shirt. Will Hawthorne maybe move up on the depth chart a little bit? Maybe over Willie Goodwin here. But Goodwin is a freshman and he's also an impact player, so it makes more sense to give him those reps. Free safety, we have Witt here, Conrad Witt. He is an impact in development, but he is behind all these guys here on the depth chart. I think he's a player that we're probably going to redshirt. He may develop pretty well in that first year, but I think he's someone we can let him rest a bit this year. Wait for another year where his coverages are going to be even better than they already are starting out. Would like to see him start next year, possibly. Strong safety position, we don't have any redshirt options here. We're just going to have to decide who's going to be starting. Kicker is very interesting. We're probably going to have Carter Brown as the starter again, despite his faultiness last year. Hopefully the impact is going to be Shable getting redshirted. He'll be able to increase on his accuracy and his power. His awareness is pretty low too, so definitely someone who's not ready to start right now, and he only has normal dev, so he is not ready. And of course, the second of the Fletcher twins is going to be starting here this year, so we're just going to redshirt this other punter. That's the breakdown there, so we're going to slide over to the red shirts now. I kind of did a pretty good breakdown there. We're going to redshirt Joshua Kareem here. Running back, we could easily redshirt both these running backs. Not going to be using a red shirt there. I did say I wanted a red shirt Evan Perkins and Keon Daly. Left tackle, we can redshirt Troy Griggs. And we're not going to redshirt Anthony Saunders here. He's probably not going to be very impactful. He'll probably have more impact this year than anything else. I hate that they do this. I'm into O-linemen. Just let me see the O-lineman stats. As you can see, his finesse is at a pretty good bad spot. So we're just going to go ahead and redshirt Durbin here and move forward from that point. Get back to the names there. There we go. Center, we can redshirt both these guys. They may have an impact next year. Unlikely though, with Jake Willick, redshirted freshman, already significantly higher in overall and going to be getting the starting reps more than likely this year. Another two players here that I said I would redshirt. Fortunately, if injuries do occur, they're still on the roster, so we'll be completely fine there redshirting all these O-linemen. We're not going to be redshirting Allen Jew. I've made that decision there, and I think I'm going to start him, in fact. Fortunately, Cameron Wilson's not going to be too happy about that, but I think we can get them both on the field. At the very least, I'll put Allen Jew in the rusher spot. We'll see what I end up doing. But I did say I would be redshirting Josh Spears. Not going to be redshirting Hugo Sanchez. But we will redshirt Mulvaney. And with Sanchez here now, I don't anticipate Mulvaney getting many reps, but with Pace moving on next year, maybe redshirting him now will help us out for development in the future. We're gonna redshirt both these guys here at the bottom. I don't anticipate them playing at all. We could see Simeon Coleman getting some reps, but it's not too likely. Let's see. Gotta go all the way to the defensive stuff here. So he doesn't have very good pass rush moves. He has 1 good coverage rating. So yeah, we can actually go ahead and redshirt him. He's not gonna get, dang it, he's not gonna get too many opportunities here this year. So give him opportunities for the future. Like I said, we're not gonna be redshirting Rod Hawkins here. I mean, I guess we could redshirt this senior. He isn't going to be playing at all, so, because Jack Dingle will be, and Rod Hawkins is going to end up being the starter, so that makes sense. I do want to redshirt both Cummings and Montague. Well, this is a harder decision here. I think what we talked about earlier about redshirting him could be a good idea, just letting him rest for a little bit this year. A lot of these kind of tight competitions I've decided not to redshirt, but I will do that here. We'll redshirt Shable and we'll redshirt Sermon. And that'll be it for the red shirts this year. Let's go to the depth chart and get this set up. Drogosh will be the starting quarterback this year. Now the decision here. The vision's going to be better for Chance Williams, but he is not going to be very strong. Catching is also going to be better for Evan Pryor, significantly. But somehow the route running is better for Williams. Blocking wise, Pryor's going to be better. Hard decision here. Both in their final years. Or do we maybe go with Manny Covey here? I highly doubt I would go with Dion Reader, but maybe one of them would be able to make some plays as like a power back or something. I mean, they're all elusive backs, but maybe one of them looks more like a power back. Dion Reader possibly. He's also pretty good at catching. Has really good route runnings. This is intriguing here. Overall wise, he's lower. But maybe he may be an impact player. The speed is a little bit lower. We'll move him up to 3. I'd be interested in seeing him in a power back role, possibly. The speed's a little slower, so, you know, maybe that's going to be his role. He has pretty good change of direction. Vision's not too bad, second best on the team. I really like the vision here for Chance Williams. I think we could have 3 different kind of receiver set, or running back sets here. So I think Chance Williams can play the starting role initially in the season, but then Pryor would go into the receiving back role, and then Reeder into that power back role. I think that could be a interesting layout there. Yeah, and the catching isn't as elite there, so I think that'd be a good way to proceed here. Obviously, there's only one fullback. He'll be getting the start. Now, decision time here at wide receiver. Obviously, Woodburn or Anderson would be getting on the field, depending on which one gets the start, but these two are solidified 1 and 2. The question is, I think Anderson's the clear 3 with his catching. Obvious and honestly, his other abilities, other than agility and change of direction, are better. His route runnings are better. Yeah, he's gonna be a clear 3 there, and then we can have Cale Woodburn as the 4 getting on the field. I'm sure these two will get tired fairly frequently since they're our deep threat guys. Curious who I'll end up putting in the slot though. Possibly we put Brown here in the slot for his first year. He is that physical archetype, so he's going to be able to make more plays. His short route running is his best. That's probably going to be his best place. Put him in the slot for now and let him develop from there. Now, Anderson very well may be our kick returner this year as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. And I'll leave Smith here at, well, let's see, between Wyman and Smith. Speed goes towards Wyman. Catching goes towards Smith. But the route running goes towards Wyman. Release the, okay, that probably does it for me. We're gonna leave this alone. Tight end, another really big battle here. So we have the senior Royer, and we have the transfer tight end Mason Williams. Williams has less speed, better strength, better catching in general, but Royer has the better catch in traffic. Short route running, medium route running, and deep route running all go to Williams. Blocking for the most part goes to Royer. Carrying is going to go to Williams. Breaking tackles is Williams. Trucking is Williams. I think that's stiff arm. I'm not 100% sure, but that goes to Williams. Spin moves Williams. Juke moves goes to Royer. Injury is all. I want to try Williams here. We've seen what Royer can do. He didn't have a big impact. We'll have to see if he could be the starter until Daly develops. Alright, left tackle. Yeah, no. This is just wrong. Why is my right tackle up here? Why is Green starting in the other spot? Hold on. Let's throw Sheffield up here. And then go to right tackle real quick. Get Buford over here. We'll leave Green there. And then we'll move Green back up here. There's not enough left tackle, so we will leave Wheelick there. Left guard. It's a bit of a competition here from some veteran players. Oh, really good pass block rating there from Mylon. But then the pass block power goes to Harder. Finesse ends up going to Mylon, however. Run blocking. Ooh, okay, so here's where we see the separation, quite a bit. So it looks like the run blocking power is significantly worse. But then the run block finesse is kind of good there. I think we're gonna have to look at the strength. I think the strength is gonna be. I think that 61's a little too high to overcome, or too low to overcome. We're gonna move forward with Jonathan Harder here initially. A big deciding factor on that is also the strength aspect. But if he isn't playing well, we can always move him around. Two red-shirted freshmen here at center. Run block finesse, significant here for Wheelick. Over there as well. All of the pass finesse, the finesse and powers are higher for Wheelick. Strength is lower for Wheelick, which could be interesting. We'll see what Wheelick can do initially, and then we'll make adjustments from there. I think I'm considering Tingasdale here. The strength is significantly higher. The pass block power is higher, pass block finesse is higher, pass run block power is better, and then the run block finesse is 10 worse. But with all the other ones, I think maybe developing him makes sense there. Plus, he's not going to be as injury prone. Let's get back over here real quick. Buford will be starting. I'm not going to make any changes there. He's just clearly better. Defensive end. So let's bring Alan Jew up into the left ends. Is there only two left ends? No. We do have red-shirted freshmen down here. So let's get all these left ends on board. I think, obviously the overall for Wilson is better. Play recognition is better for Jew. Speed is better for Jew. Strength is better for Jew. Actually, speed is the same here for Jew. But strength is pretty significantly higher. Power moves is higher for Wilson, and finesse is clearly higher for Wilson. I think Wilson will be the starting left end, and Jew will be the starting rush left end. Just to get him onto the field doing things, I did not realize how bad his rush moves were. But then his block shedding is way better, which is interesting. Oh god. He's defensive end, so that kind of makes sense, but still. Plus, who knows, Wilson, that 80 is a little low on his injury, so he'll be a good backup in that role. Let's get the proper right ends up here. Figure out who's going to be starter. Looks looks like we only have 2 right ends. Never mind, here's another one. Alright, so Coleman did pretty well last year. This redshirted freshman is already a higher overall though, so we do need to consider things here. Speed is the same, strength is higher for Garrison Butler, power moves significantly higher, finesse only 1 lower, block shed higher. Power, I think. Oh, hit power, okay. So that's significantly lower. Pursuit also lower. I'd like to see Butler start for the beginning of the season. Defensive tackle, we will move Hugo Sanchez into the 2. And that is because strength is going to be higher, play rec's higher. The power moves are lower, the finesse moves are lower, but this is a little different situation. We'll be playing as the 2. Block shed's lower. But I could see putting Jabari Pace as the starting rush DT. Both have really good injury ratings there. Alright, obviously I have 1 left outside linebacker, so he'll be starting here. Unless I choose to go with Jack Dingle. Let's see. So speed is significantly higher for Claremont and Excel. Strength's lower. Awareness is lower. Play rec's lower. Tackling's lower. Hit power is lower. Block shedding is lower. Power moves are lower. Finesse moves are higher. Pursuit is higher. Man coverage is higher. Zone coverage is higher. Press is lower. Catching is higher. Jumping is lower. Injury is so if Claremont gets shaken up, I think we should have no problem with him moving in as the left outside. And then on the middle, this is a lot of interesting decisions here. Obviously we have a redshirted freshman, Montez McCoy, higher overall, speed's higher, excel, agility, strength. Awareness is lower, player X higher. Tackling's higher. Hit power is lower in looking at Hawkins, but that's not who we should be looking at. Oh yeah, so it's between Thompson and McCoy here. So power moves are going to be lower, finesse moves are going to be lower, pursuit's higher, man is significantly lower. Ooh, that is an interesting point there. He's not going to be great in coverage when compared to Jonathan Thompson. I think maybe we see what he can do. See what he can do in week 1. Get our right outside linebacker set properly. I have already made this decision. Like, his rush moves are going to be worse, but I think his coverages are going to be worse, but he's someone that needs to get a lot of reps early on. Jack Dingle didn't play too well last year, so I think moving forward with that is going to be a good idea. These 3 will be our starters. Could definitely see Arnold moving into the slot. That's probably where he was last time anyways. Yeah, because Carroll's on the outside, so... Alright, so he has the worst zone, but he has second best man. Pretty good press. What are the players we need to look at more specifically? Gonna be the 4 and the 5, and if one of these guys... Correction, these guys need to move forwards. Probably not here with Sanks. Yeah, his speed is a little low. Kinda on par with Young there. Where are his coverages? 71 and 75. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so we have some good speeds here for these two. Better coverages here for Hawthorne, but less speed. Same catching. We're gonna leave this alone. Damn, why are they so bad at kick return? It's crazy. We're gonna leave it alone for now. Free safety. Witt is obviously red-shirted. So it's between these three. We have a junior in Kai Stokes. We also have two red-shirted freshmen. So it looks like the coverage is going to be better here. Ooh, yeah. I don't know. Shane Moody might be... I mean, there's 11 here, and then there's like 11 there on the opposite end. Or 9 on the opposite end. Speed's a little lower. Catching is a lot higher. Power's higher. Interesting. 6 foot 189, 6'1", 195. This man really got watched out due to his coverages for this year. Zaravian Johnson. I think I'd be interested in seeing Shane Moody play a little bit. Just to get a young player some development. Here, Willis will be starting. He played very well last year, and I'm going to be looking to see the same things. His coverages are pretty much better there. He led the team in interceptions last year, so his catching's way better. Yeah, I definitely would like to see him in the starting role this year. Unless I want to put Emerson starting there and put him back in his role where he was last year. Kick returning. So we have the decisions here between Woodburn and Anderson. Speed-wise, Anderson makes sense. Change of direction, maybe Woodburn makes sense. Acceleration, you could lean back towards Anderson. Vision-wise, though, maybe Woodburn would make more sense. Surprisingly, I'm actually going to look for Woodburn here. We'll see how he does. It's a little less than overall, but I think the increase in change of direction, his carrying's a little low, but that ball carry vision may be pretty important there. Now the punt returner, I might leave as Anderson, see both of them in action, maybe see which one performs better in one area, see if they end up performing better in the other. Or, yeah. That's exactly what I meant to say, so. Yeah, these two don't matter, but we are going to be having our third down running back here, as Evan Pryor. The power back, Dion Reader, perfect. Exactly how I saw it. Slot receiver, whoa. Why would he have the slot receiver running back? That is interesting that he's actually the highest slot there. Oh, hold on. Nope, only able to put fullbacks and running backs in these positions. Tragic. Because imagine if I put, either Anderson or, trying to think, what's the other one's name? Regardless, Anderson or the other really fast receiver in that run it receiving back slot, that'd be crazy. Alright, as intriguing as Reader would be in the slot, we're not going to be doing that. Oh, here he is. He's right here. Woodburn. We'll put him as the... Actually... Let me see Reader as a slot. The second slot. That'd be interesting. He doesn't have that speed, but... You know, give him a little bit of development. He has some good route running, so on the shorter routes, better than these two, certainly. So, let's actually do that. Let's put him at the number 2. Rush left end. Here as Wilson. We know we're putting Jew there. If I can find him. There he is. 64. Interesting. So, believe it or not, we're actually not going to do that. We're going to flip what we're doing here. Go to the rush left, or the left end spot. He will be the starting left end. And Jew will be the starting rush left end. I had no idea how bad it was going to be there. So we'll move Fellows up, and then we'll have Jew there at the bottom of that list. Actually, we may end up moving... Do we move Dingle up here and not have Jew on the rush end at all? Get decent power moves. Or maybe we throw Thompson there. May not be too bad. Rush right in. So Claremont as a starter here. We're not going to be doing that. 88 power moves is too much to be messing with there. We'll go ahead and throw Coleman there. Burns isn't too low of an overall. And we'll just leave Claremont there. Rush DT. Let's actually get DTs there, please. Thinking we're gonna go like this. Yep, and as I saw it, they're probably Alan Jew and Hugo Sanchez are probably gonna be better run stoppers in their first year. They do need playing time. Sub linebacker. Do we want to keep Willis here in this role and maybe take him out of the starting strong safety role? Because he had 5 interceptions here from this position. moving Stokes back into the starting, or not Stokes, Emerson back into the starting role for strong safety. I think I would like to, I think that makes sense. So I'll go ahead and make that change as well. Arnold there. We're gonna want one of these other corners to play this other slot spot. It's either Hawthorne or Goodwin. $72, $70, yeah, we'll let Hawthorne play that one, and then we'll move Goodwin up to 3. Well, they probably all 3 get a little playing time. So let's go back to strong safety real quick. We'll move Emerson up. That way, you know, he's a younger player. Maybe we get him developed a little better than Willis and then leave Willis in that linebacker role. I think that could really make sense. I'm mad I can't put a receiver here at running back. That's so dumb. But it is what it is. Alright, and that is how the roster looks right now. Next to do, we got some recruiting. I'm actually going to go back into the roster real quick. Because before I start adding people, I want to know what our biggest needs are. Well, biggest positions of loss, I guess I should say. So we're going to lose 1 quarterback. We should be fine there. We're going to lose 2 running backs with some interesting guys coming up here. So maybe not a huge need, but maybe somewhere we want to focus a little bit of attention. We're going to be just fine here, receiver. Maybe I do 1 or 2. I might look at a few tight ends. You know, I like my tight ends, so should be fine on the line for the most part, other than the left guard spot here. I do want to do some O-line work, but I'm not going to heavy focus it. Might heavy focus right tackle a little bit though. Left end, we're going to lose 1, so we might want to look there a little bit. Same here at right end. So edge rusher could be decently important. Defensive tackle is going to be really important again this year. Losing 2. Left outside linebacker definitely needs to be a focus, considering I have none of them after this year. Middle linebacker will be fine. Right outside, another area we have to look at. We're only losing 1 corner next year, so maybe looking at some backups would make sense, but Cummings and Montague could have some starting roles next year, depending on how they develop. Alright, and then we're not losing any safeties. Don't really need to worry about that position. Maybe try to get another kicker. Well, I don't need to worry about punter. So, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Not too many big needs. This is a quarterback. Let's go recommended position by position. I'm the number 2 option here for Ty McAllister. This is interesting. Maybe we throw him on our board, get a little information, see if he's someone we want to bring in. We're not going to have it. We don't know if Drogo is the future. We also have top 5 interest from a 5-star quarterback. So we'll throw him on there and we'll let Franklin Feeney kind of chill. Running back wise, and I know I'm going for pretty high star players here right now, but you would too. I'm a powerhouse school. I need to be, if they have interest in me, I need to be trying to bring in the highest guys I can. And a power back is probably a role that I want to fill a little bit. Not looking for another fullback right now. We do have a 10-star, or a 5, oh my goodness, a 5-star wide receiver. Has some interest in us. But we'll leave it at just one wide receiver. Is there a 5-star tight end that has interest? No, not quite. But we do have 3 4-star guys. Possession. That have some interest. There's a 3-star guy here, but we can hold off on that for maybe other positions of need. I mean, obviously here with him having the higher interest, we could probably look at adding a vertical guy, and then maybe Timmy Hasty's closer to home. He's a little bit bigger. Yeah, so we'll go with the 2 bigger guys. It's from Greensboro, North Carolina, Columbus, Ohio. That one might be a little easier to get. Let's move on to, oops, wrong side. Offensive tackle. We do have interest here from a 3rd, a 4-star offensive tackle. That'd be interesting. No interest really here from the guards. I don't think anyways. Yeah, so far not really much interest here from the guards. But which position was that? Okay. Is there a right tackle that's high up that I can target? Try to get onto his board, right tackle specifically. Let's go to 5-star prospects. There's only 2 and they're both left tackles, okay. Let's go to 4 stars. Running, passing, power, which is also pass focused. So obviously we have the target on the guy that's in our really close to us. Maybe we go with ooh, hold up. No, let's we're looking at right tackles. Let's throw Daryl Cantwell on there. So we got a couple left tackles. We don't have anyone really interested here on the guard side of things, but maybe there's a really big player that we want to bring in. 6'4" ain't bad. 307, wouldn't be mad at that. He's more of a run guy, but your interior guys should be your run-focused players. Is there really no one in the Ohio pipeline? There he is. Okay, so looks like I'm just kind of locked out of a lot of them. Maybe a lower ranked guy there that we can get some scouting in on. And obviously, going with these 5 stars early makes sense. I know it may look like I'm just trying to finesse the system, but going for them makes a lot of sense. Because, if you think about it, I'm trying to get the highest guys. But they're not all going to choose to go to me. So start high and then go lower as you lose people on your board. 4-star in our pipeline, would make sense to bring him in for sure. Let's go defensive end where we're going to be losing some. Looks like our pipeline isn't the greatest, but we have some interest from some 2-stars. But Marquise Maije could be a good option if we could get onto his board. He has open competition right now. Not really interested in us. We're not in this top 10 yet, but maybe we can break into there. He is close to home, so that'll help for later. And I mean, there's a 5-star here. 6'5", 295. See if we can maybe, he's number 6 ranked guy. Let's see if we get on his board. Four-star defensive tackle in our area. That would be probably good to go about getting. Maybe go after this guy, see if we can pop up on his board. Maybe even Stephen Coleman. This is a very important position, so we'll get the guy in the pipeline, and then this guy is not too far away. So the LA one, or I guess I shouldn't say LA. This isn't California, but it's Louisiana. That's going to be a little bit harder considering we're not even close to being in his pipeline. Outside linebacker, we have the number 1 interest from a really low-end guy, but we are 5th and 4th on one from each end, and that is very important. We'll throw this one on there as well, because this is a position we're about to get really drained at. I mean, I may throw him on there later. He's not really high up there on my board. Maybe we go with throw Christian Lobato up there. You know what? We'll throw Gregory Hurley in there as well. Middle linebacker. We are number 6 for the 4th ranked middle linebacker, and he's in our pipeline. That makes sense. We're number 1 on a 2-star. I'm not too worried about that, considering we're also number 3 on a 4-star middle linebacker. Obviously not a huge position in need, but somewhere if we can bring in an impact player, definitely makes sense to do so. So probably all I'm going to do there at that position. We're the number 1 interest for a 2-star, surprise, surprise, but we are the number 5 interest here for Schumacher. He's a slot guy, position we may need to fill. And he's a 4-star guy with interest in us. Gideon Nwangwu, maybe we go after him as well. We have 10 more spots, we're not going to use them all. Interest here from a 4-star safety. And obviously the safety position isn't a huge need, but we're the number 1 interest for a strong safety. Could be interesting. Kicker. Let's go any state. Is there even like a 5 or 4-star kicker? Is that a thing? It's sure not. Okay. Well, maybe accuracy is somewhere we'd like to go here. Maybe we'll just scout out the best kicker. See what he has to offer. Punter, don't need to do anything there. Athletes, let's take a look here. He's a quarterback, I'm not too worried that, well, we already have him on target board actually. Another quarterback, I don't really want to go there. Actually, Well, with the number 2 interest here, it'd be a lot easier to go out and get this pipeline guy. Maybe we throw them all 3 on the board. We have availability there. I think this is either a tight end or a wide receiver. I think it's a wide receiver. This guy's in our pipeline. These guys are a little close. Wish I could figure out what position they are. Looks like they're wide receivers, so I'm not too worried there. That's a quarterback. We're good on that. A lot of these guys are going to end up being quarterbacks. 4-star running back. Athletic guy. He's an elusive back. We have a lot of elusive backs. We're also losing 2 of them though this year. Maybe someone we want to throw on there. What about this pipeline guy here? No lineman? I'll throw him on the board. That's all we're going to do there. Let's slide over here. Get some recruiting going. Or scouting. Majority of the points this week are going towards scouting. Really anyone, none of these guys should have scholarship offers. So we can pretty easily, we're either already on their board or a scholarship will get us up there. So, like I said, most of the points are going to go towards scouting here in this first week. Alright, not bad power there. Short accuracy now under pressure is a little low. But, we don't know his deep accuracy. Under pressure's a lot better there. We're gonna go with just starting scouting the 5-star prospects initially. Then we're gonna go down the line. Carrying is really good off rip. Break tackle, oh my days. This dude might be pretty good. And we're drawing interest from him, so. Another 5-star guy here. Can't remember what position he's at. He might be a running back. No, he's a wide receiver. Catching traffic, solid. Solid is pretty good. Release is really good. Catching's not that great. Has pretty good speed. The route running could probably use some work. After the 5 stars, we'll move up to the 4 stars. We got a gem here in Shaquille Holyfield. That's pretty good right there. Got a couple 5-star defensive tackles. A bust here from Cal Meta. But he is at a position where we could use some help next year. So we're not going to eliminate him from the board yet. Block shedding isn't great. We're not seeing any of his power or finesse moves there. In fact, I didn't even look at that here. 85 power. Not gonna see his finesse. Okay. And then here, 87 finesse. Not gonna see his power either, but 90 strength definitely indicates it could be decent. Little linebacker here. He's gonna take a little extra. Not terrible. Good tackle and excel. Not very good coverage. At least in the zone aspect of things. Alright, there are no 5 stars left on my board that have not been scouted, I don't think. Nope. Alright, I did scout that quarterback already. We can probably start here. Not going to be able to scout everybody completely. We could get pretty close though. Pretty good, solid speed. Not the greatest deep route runner at all. Pretty good catching, at least. We got a gem here from Hasty. He does good catch in traffic. His medium routes are not great, but his catching's pretty good there. We don't see his speed, but could be someone interesting. Oh, dang it. Double tapped it. Didn't mean to do that. Let's slide to these linemen here. Luckily, linemen do not take much, so we have quite a few of them here on the board. Unlock power and pass block. Power is good for him. He has 95 strength. Definitely see finesse possibly being a bit of a weakness. We got a gem here at right tackle, the position of greatest need. He's going to be he's going to be a pass blocker. That's good. His pass block's 84. We're not seeing a 64 for run block, so could be some bad run blocking for him. Alright, we only have 370 hours left, so we definitely need to use them a bit wisely here, because we still have, although it's not worth much, probably once we hit about 250, we're gonna chill a little bit on the scouting. He's gonna be a pass blocker for sure. Run blocking might not be half bad though. And we got a bust here. 84 finesse moves. I'm not seeing his block shedding on there. Something tells me it's low. It's not at a position of huge need, so we will remove him from our board. Let's do a little bit of scouting here. 86 finesse. Could be a good 3 tech. Left outside linebacker, definitely a position we need to do some scouting on. This is probably going to get us to the 250 mark. It sure is. Alright, coverage is not very good there. Speed's a little low on the lower end. Maybe do these two. May still do some work on scouting next week. But once we scout one more player, I'm definitely going to want to... We did a left outside, let's do right outside here. I'm going to want to focus... Oh, a bust here. We are number 4 on his interest though, so... Let's start doling out some scholarships. Number 2 here. What do we know? Accuracy short's gonna be... he's gonna have some issues with his accuracy, I think. And it's under pressure, it leans me away from him a little bit. We are lower on the interest board for Mr. Colclough, however the hell you say that. Accuracies are a bit better. His under pressure's good enough for me to be comfortable throwing that scholarship out there. This is definitely a player I think bringing him in is probably going to be pretty good for us if we're able to get him. Like 90 speed for a power back is pretty solid. So let's offer him a scholarship. What position do you play? Receiver. So catching traffic is a little low. Catching's kind of really low. Don't know if a scholarship's in the page or the books for him right now. Scholarship's definitely in the books for him. I'll probably throw one out here as well. It's gonna be a little bit worse, but someone I'd like to definitely gonna be offering a scholarship here. From what I remember, he's gonna have some strengths. Also here as well, this is gonna be a good player to bring in if we can. Definitely need to focus a bit heavier on. Yeah, so we can't even add actions this week. This is purely scholarships and scouting. Might wait on the scholarship there. We're not near getting locked out, so dang it. We are a little close on getting locked out here. Maybe we're not gonna waste anything there yet. The center looked pretty good. I want to bring him in if I can. We do have a gem here, so automatically going to be getting that scholarship offer. 86 finesse moves for an interior guy is intriguing to me with that 88 strength, so I think getting on his board is going to be pretty important. We do have a bust here. We're not going to be offering a scholarship this week. 87 finesse with that strength also, very similar decision to Jalapio. Left outside linebacker, doesn't have great coverage. We're number 5 on his interest. We know you have a bust here in Alibi. We'll throw a scholarship out there. He may just be a better rusher, which is what that left outside is for. 76 block shedding ain't bad. We don't know anything here. We're nowhere near getting cut off. We can hold off. We know his coverage isn't going to be very great, but he may be someone we can move around on the linebackers. So, would be interested there. Let's do a little scouting here. 85 speed. And he's a bust. Probably not interested there in 85 speed. I know we have pretty good interest from him, but his zone coverage is 67, man 74. We're gonna pull out there. I'm not too interested. 85 speed again, and another bust. Zone coverage 70, man. I'm probably not gonna be interested there. I'll leave him on the board though. We have number 1 interest here. This is gonna be the last player we recruit. And our scout. We do get the information that he is a gem, 93 speed, 70 zone, 77 man. Pretty good. Pretty good there. Go ahead and dang it. Close to being locked out here, so we'll at least offer it. AJ Starks. Don't know anything about him. Oh, yes we do. He's a quarterback. He has top 5 interest in us. He's a 4-star. We'll throw a scholarship his way. Maybe in both these players' directions as well. just to get on their boards. Technically, I could dole out scholarships to all these players, but we're not going to be doing that. Going to be readdressing corner, though, in the prospect list. I want to bring in at least one. Schumacher was removed. Nwangu is probably about to get removed. 32 ranked player in the nation. It's a man-to-man guy, 5'11", 187. So if the player's interested in us, and maybe I'm not seeing anything too great. Just where you kind of stretch out a bit. It's a 5-star, but he's a little small. Let's see if we can... Oh, there's a 50th ranked guy here. But again, he's kind of small. We'll go with good old 146 here. And we'll go back here. We still have 15 points. Might as well use them. Let's see. Number 2 here, we're not likely to get locked out. His accuracies are just a really big concern for me. Maybe we throw out a scholarship here to this receiver, maybe. May end up being a bust, but we'll find that out next week more than likely. Let's just have it right here, see who we've handed out scholarships to. So I think my concern was that one of his higher ratings is already a little bit low on the pass blocking side, but we did say we'd be interested in a run blocker. Let's go ahead and throw one his way. Hell, maybe we throw one this guy's way. This in the pipeline might make sense. We are all out, so we can go ahead and probably advance the week here. I have no intention of customizing the schedule this year. Looks like we have a lot of bye weeks early. In fact, we have all of our bye weeks in the first 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, I guess. Interesting. Maybe we look to move. Are all these locked in? Okay, so really all we could do is move on these bye weeks around in these first 6 weeks, so we'll probably just leave them alone. I'm gonna end up leaving the schedule alone for this year, and we'll check out next year. Maybe making a few changes here and there. But we're going to leave this alone. We'll have a tough end to our season. We're going to go ahead and advance the week. Trevor Etienne. Let's go ahead and advance the week here and really see if there's anything that we learn that's going to be helpful to us. Alright, so Butler's at risk of transferring. I really want to keep him here. So playing style is the problem. Don't know if we're going to be able to help that too much. Now, obviously, we have a bye week this week, so I will do this in this episode as well. It is getting a little lengthy, but it'll be alright. We have 600 points to dole out. Some of that will definitely be going into scouting. Well, no, I can see it as I slide past them. We'll start again with the 4 stars. Once we hit 400, we're going to be done scouting, so probably limit the linebackers we scout a bit. And we did get another gem at middle linebacker, because actually, wasn't there a gem at linebacker? Oh no, okay. So, Maurice Middleton, I don't think I gave him a scholarship. We will be offering him one now. So, I mean, yeah, the zone is pretty weak again. Maybe his man's better. Hopefully his man's better. Alright, let's get scouting here. And of course it would be $3.95 now that I offered a scholarship, so awareness is a little low. I don't think that, I really hope I didn't move past the recruiting updates, but I don't think I did. I don't think there's any changes. No one got to their top 8 yet. Some coverage ain't bad, but man, it is so he may not be too good there. 100% scouting here, and he was a gem, so we did move down a little bit here, so we're gonna have to make sure we get a little actions there. Let's do the kicker. A little bit at least. 81 accuracy, the power is 74. That's pretty much all you really need to know. Let's get some corner information. $72 man, 96 speed, 81 zone. Not terrible. Go ahead, offer him a scholarship as well. Just the lineman it is. He's about to get to his top school, so let's throw one in there. 69, 67. Not too interested there. And we will spend one more. I've spent 2 on scholarships, so choose wisely between these 2 athletes. Get off the prospect list. So there's a quarterback and a running back. The number 2 interest here for Starks. Did I offer him a scholarship? I sure did. Did I offer this running back scholarship? I sure did, and I'm still not cracked his interests. We'll throw something here. 92 excel, 91 speed, or agility, sorry. Looks like the speed's gonna be pretty high as well. Vision's probably gonna be high. Definitely interested here. Matter of fact, I know I said I wouldn't use it, but we're going to. And surprisingly, he's a bust. I don't see it that way, but okay. We will start spending here now. These next 370 points on getting onto people's boards. Alright, so of course we got this guy here. A lot of points can be doled out. We're just gonna do a little bit at a time. Let's go find all our gems first. That's where a lot of these points are going to be going. We need to get as high up on their boards as possible. So probably a lot of the other people probably going to fall off their boards a bit. So maybe this ultra aggressiveness wasn't too necessary. We did fall a bit with everyone else offering scholarships as well, and they're probably closer in their pipeline. We did fall here, so this is actually another place we're actually going to have to spend the big bucks. Alright, so now that we've gotten that done, let's start looking at players we're close to falling out. Let's do a little bit here. We're not close to falling out, but definitely a lot of interest from a lot of schools there, so we need to move up where we can. Wide receiver, we moved up on his board a little bit, so we'll go ahead and show him some love. Obviously, as long as we don't get locked out in it like this week, we should be perfectly fine moving in with recruiting for the next week, because we'll have all 600 hours back, pretty much. Well, a lot of the 200 hours I withdrew we'll be able to throw back in to the well, so offering him a scholarship definitely helped. We'll go ahead and throw a little bit of points there. Hicks could be an important player. Let's make sure we're on his board at the end. Cantwell, obviously, we have a lot into already. We're not on this guy's board. Let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves here. He's not close to making a decision for his top 8 yet, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue there. So, due to the fact that we did not offer him a scholarship, he's a little lower. No, it is fine. We have line issues. Let's go ahead and offer that scholarship and send him a DM. Should be able to get us into his top 8 at the very least. We're not in this guy's top 8, which is a bad thing for me. I'm going to dole out the 25 here. Could be a bit of a risk, but don't. Alright, so we're good here. Like, we're not in his top, so I'm fine with that. We did offer a scholarship here, so we do need to work a little bit. But he's not really close on his top 8 either. Is there anyone that's really close to their top 8 that we're not really in on yet? We have 5 more points. Just outside here on him. Not a huge position in need. I think I found enough here where I'm not too interested. But at the same time I am. Found out he's a bust, so maybe removing him from the board. We can send a social media search out for him. Maybe we... Yeah, let's pull it off of him. We could probably go back for that. Scholarship was offered there, so we're fine. We need to look at these two. What was it about? Oh, this is a lineman. Yeah, let's throw it into Buck. A little more interested in getting up on his board. Alright. All of our stuff has been used up. Let's go ahead and again advance the week. This is the top 25 to start out. Doesn't look like there's too many big surprises in there. Maybe Boise State. I don't know that they're that good. I could be wrong. Let's advance the week, see if we have any lockouts. Nope, no new information. No new information. Just kind of jump in here real quick. We had 275 hours back. Falling behind here on McAllister if I want to punch my ticket there. But we move into first there. We drop quite a bit here for Cobbs. Those other teams probably did a bit more than I did, but that's about to change. I'm just going to do the recruiting real quick. And then I'll probably be done for this episode. We'll be getting into the first game. Probably not for... Probably won't be until after the weekend. I will be playing a bit tomorrow. It'll probably be Madden 24 for the most part. Maybe I get in for a game or so. Let's go ahead and... I really want to bring him in. I think he could be a good player for us. Not super important to bring him in, but... Did rise here quite a bit. I do want to put in... No. It'd be here. So we have the top 50 there. We are locked out on a few players. It just didn't tell me. Alright, so that's not ideal. I think I should have looked at that a bit more. Because... I mean, I don't even think I offered a scholarship, so... That's on me. Oh dear, it did not tell me this stuff. So we got locked out of quite a bit here. See, this is exactly why you go high. You're gonna get locked out of some things. Honestly, I'm not too mad at getting locked out of these two. They didn't look very good. See, now we got plenty of spaces left. We're gonna go, like, we don't have a whole bunch of needs, so... Definitely probably gonna have to add some guards back onto the board. Linebackers, obviously. That's a huge position in need. Probably should have focused there a bit more than where I did end up focusing my attention. Barely stayed on board here, but he's a boss, so that's not really a good thing. Alright, we're about to get locked out here on this free safety. Maybe we go ahead and offer him a scholarship. I mean, the coverages aren't great. Speed, not great. I don't even see his, zone 71. Just so we stay in the fight a little bit. We'll go ahead and do that. We did pull ahead in the number 1 spot here for Strand. He is not locked out. Actually, yes he has. He's locked out quite a bit of players. And it looks like these 4 or 5 stars, they make their decisions a little bit faster. Just a little bit. So, Not locked out here yet, but probably coming soon. We are able to get onto his board. And we're not locked out here yet, but we're about to. I mean, we have some decent information here. I would like to use some actions there. See if I can rise a little bit. It might be a good time to go grab the linebackers and such. Damn it, I thought I was clicked on them. Probably someone we should look at throwing some stuff at, see if we can rise up on his board a little bit. That would definitely help. I don't want to lose out on all the outside linebackers. Not again. Yeah, we'll probably spend the rest of these points on getting some O-line and linebackers. A lot of scholarships have been offered here, and it's not in my pipeline, so it's probably not going to help me much. $65301. Not in my pipeline, but could be someone interesting to try to bring in. Right guard side of things. Throw the left guard on there as well. They both have lots of interest, but scholarship should be able to help out. Outside linebacker. Oh, we're actually pretty high on some of these guys, obviously. Two of the really good ones on each side we're actually pretty high on, so we didn't get any steal information, of course, but at least rose a little bit. Probably get locked out of him due to his deal breakers pretty quickly. Let's throw a lower tier guy on here. He's in our pipeline. Power rusher. Might make sense. Another power rusher in the pipeline. Brand exposure ain't gonna go down. Power rusher. It's all the way over in Colorado. It would probably be a little bit easier here to get Terrence Hall. Let's go ahead and do that. We did get locked out of some DTs as well, so we need to throw some of them on the board. A lot of the best ones are speed rushers, interestingly enough. Nick Dolgala. Throw one speed rusher and one power rusher on there. Proximity to home will definitely help. There. So Stephen Carrion. Mari Cook. How are you powered by your 299? The finesse rusher is fast. They're bigger than you. Oh, I guess they just are. Interesting. Pro potential for him. Championship contender will probably get locked out pretty quickly there, depending on how our season goes. 6'3", is kind of scary though. Let's see if we can get him instead of a power guy. Damn it. Still got points to spend here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna offer scholarships down the line here. Not gonna be able to get too much scouting done at this stage. And this is where going high kind of hurts you a bit, because you lost all that scouting. But we can go ahead and throw some stuff out here for the guys that are pretty darn close to making their decisions for the... Yeah, so like these guys down here, they're pretty close. We need to do what we can to get onto their boards. They're pretty close on their decisions. Left guard is really close on his. So throw a lot there. And we'll go ahead and throw a big chunk there as well. About to get locked out there. We'll be just fine here, more than likely. If we get locked out there, that's not a big deal to me. Now I would like to maintain here, so let's go ahead and throw the remainder of these points in here. We'll be fine there for now. Not that I'm really high on him anyways. Not doing half bad here. Definitely would like to get a little more than 25 in on him on the next one though. Alright. Should be alright for the rest of these. We're going to end this episode here. Good day to all you Bengals fans out there. And have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.